like to call this meeting to order. Let's call the roll.
Councilman Garrick. Here. Councilman Accomando. Councilman Accomando is unable to be here this evening due to his employment. Councilwoman Sanchez. Councilwoman Menzer.
Here.
Council President Simoot.
Yeah. Please rise for the salute to the flag, and please remain standing in memory of Leonard Klein, father of our township engineer, Robert Klein. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all council members and to all legal newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
The public is hereby advised that any statements made during the meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook may not be privileged or protected, and that persons or entities who take issue with such comments or are offended by saying may and have in the past sought legal redress through the courts. Any member of the public who addresses the council speaks for themselves and not to the council. Notice is hereby given that beginning January 1st, 2026, the complete text of all legal notices required to be published in the Township of Saddlebrook shall be obtained or viewed on the Saddlebrook website, saddlebrooknj.us. In addition, the New Jersey Secretary of State will be establishing a legal notice hyperlink page allowing members of the public to find hyperlinks for every municipality. A hyperlink to the Secretary of State's website will be published on the municipal webpage as soon as the same is available.
Okay, we have some presents. We're going to start off with presentations before we open the meeting to the public, so I'm going to turn it over to the mayor for those presentations. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Council President. Tonight we have the honor of recognizing Tommy Purple Hayes. He's been a lifelong resident, and he's done an enormous amount of volunteer work and helped out. I'm going to read. He's got so much here that I have to really read it to give it credit, give him all the credit he deserves. But Tommy, why don't you come up? Come on up. Okay, in Saddlebrook, Tom's journey of volunteerism began in 1988 as he first joined Saddlebrook Little League as a baseball coach. He moved up the ranks and coached kids from 6 to 12 in Little League. He also served as an umpire and chief for a couple of years. He then moved to Babe Ruth League for 4 years, coaching 13 to 17-year-olds. In 1990, he volunteered to help Lou Varelli form the Challenger Division in Saddlebrook Little League. The effort brought 8 teams, over 100 kids with various handicaps to learn how to play baseball. Tom is very proud to be part of this special league and coach these kids. He became the VP, Vice President of the Challenger Division. Over the years, he saw our daughter Tracy, his daughter Tracy, I got this from his wife, and many others develop into real good players. As these players reached 21 years old, they aged out of Little League and needed another source to keep playing. Again, he and his friend Lou Varelli helped transition many of these young adults into what was now called the over 21 special needs baseball. Due to his dedication, in 2026, he will be embarking on his 38th year of coaching baseball in Saddlebrook. Tom loves his drumming also. He started playing over 45 years ago. He was intrigued by people participating in drum circles. He wanted to bring his experience to light and make the drum circles into bigger events. In 2005, he wanted to expose the kids in town to a drum circle. As plans were being made, something happened that changed everything. Hurricane Katrina swept through many southern states, causing billions in damage in our country. Tom decided to make his first Saddlebrook Drum Circle fundraiser. Along with some help from his friends, on October 29, 2005, he initiated the very first Drums from Heaven. Most drum circles have 10 to 30 people participating. On the first fundraiser, there were approximately 100 people in attendance. The results brought in $1,500 to be given to school children in Louisiana for school supplies. Seeing the success, Tommy was inspired to do more. He started doing 3 or 4 of these fundraisers in a year, later on reducing it to twice a year because it was a lot of work. After 20 years of Drums from Heaven fundraising, this past October 25th became his last endeavor. It turned out to be the biggest one ever, raising $6,000 for the beneficiaries. One of them was a 10-year-old Saddlebrook girl with special needs. Over the past 20 years, this charitable effort has raised over $132,000. He did 40 fundraisers during that span. Many funds were raised for Saddlebrook families in need. Tom has also been volunteering at St. Philip's, the Apostle Church, playing percussion in their church music ministry for over 20 years. Sometimes he has worn 2 or 3 hats at one time involving his volunteer work. So as it goes, Tommy has given half his life to benefit others, and we are all very proud of him. We have this Outstanding Citizen Award plaque presented to Thomas Hayes in recognition of your time, talent, and being a beacon of hope and generosity in our community. With much gratitude, Mayor Robert D. White and Township Council.
That's beautiful, wow.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh, man, that's beautiful, thank you.
Yeah, brother.
Oh, boy. That's really something. Thank you. I have some things I wrote down, so I don't want to forget. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to repeat what that came from my wife, huh?
You did a good job.
All right. First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Bob White and the council for this recognition. It's my honor to receive this award. I guess that's what you call that, award. The journey began in 1988, like my wife must have wrote the letter, when I started coaching my son in Little League. I managed him, through Little League and Babe Ruth. And in 1989, Lou Varelli introduced the Challenger League to me and asked if I would help with that. That was a life-changing event, getting involved with not just my daughter, but so many kids with disabilities of different sorts, and just seeing them out on the field meant a lot to me. At its peak, I think you mentioned this, there were 100 kids in various, with various disabilities that we had. We had 8 different teams at the time. It was really something to see. This year I'm beginning, correction, my 39th year. I never thought I'd be doing this for that long. But after all these years, I must say it's worth the effort watching the youngsters, achieve their skills, and more importantly, seeing them smile and having fun. There's a lot of coaches that are dog-eat-dog out there, and I know some Little League people know it. Our thing was just to have fun, and that's what we did. In 2005, like you mentioned, that's when the Drums from Heaven was formed. This brought people together in a unified effort to not only drum and dance, but to do fundraisers for a variety of causes over the years. After 20 years of these fundraising events, I did my last one, as you said, in October of 2025, and it turned out to be the biggest one to date, raising those $6,000. And happy to say one of the beneficiaries was a Saddlebrook girl, a 10-year-old girl with special needs. It always meant a lot to me whenever I did a fundraiser that if it was people that you were raising money for, it felt good. If you're doing it for an organization, you might get a thank you letter, but when you're doing it for people, it feels good to do that and to be appreciated. So it was always something that kept me going. Like you said, that we raised $132,000 over the years. There was 40 events, but 60 different people or organizations benefited from our fundraising. So I am proud of these accomplishments. And I want to say about volunteering, I think it's an important part of our lives to volunteer. Being able to help others is a positive experience. There are many, many people who talk the talk but never follow up on things that they say they'll do. So it takes determination and a lot of patience to follow through on any volunteer effort. I'm proud to say that I think I walk the walk. To close, I'd like to thank Almighty God for giving me the attributes and the will to make my contribution to society. I'm happy I was able to get things done and hopefully make a difference in other people's lives. I pray that God gives me good health so I can keep doing what I do. So I'd like to thank my family and friends for their support over the years. And for those that came out tonight, I really appreciate that. Again, with deep appreciation, I thank the mayor and the council for this award. Thank you.
Tommy, you want to bring your family up?
Going to go on a little journey. The next presentation we have is for our clerk, Peter Ladico.
Thank you, Mayor.
Peter's been working for the town. He's an institution here. Seems like he's been here forever. Not that long working for the town, but he's a former mayor, council person, board of education. So he's been in public life a long, long time. But recently, he's done 25 years as a clerk, and he was recognized by the Bergen County Clerks Association. So we have a plaque, the council and I, presented to Peter Ladico on the occasion of your 25th anniversary as our municipal clerk, with recognition of your unwavering support to the mayor and council and for invaluable contributions to our community. With much appreciation, Mayor Robert D. White and Township Council.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Thank you again, Mayor. Thank you. Just like to take this opportunity to thank the mayor and council for this recognition. As the mayor said, I've been involved I would say probably over 50 years, started in 1972 with the Board of Education. And it's been a privilege and an honor to serve the people of Saddlebrook. I think that's the best part of being a clerk. People come in, they need help, they're looking for direction, and the clerks are usually the first contact for the residents. So again, it's been a privilege to serve as clerk in this town and to live in this town. Thank you.
Do you have, yeah. Do you want to do with Ed? Ed's,
Yeah. Next, we have Operation Canine Beethoven. They're going to do a presentation. They're a group that helps veterans that are in need, when they come back with PTSD and other types of disorders, and they provide them with service dogs and for companionship and for any help they might need. So Ed, go ahead. You can do
Okay,
it better than me.
my name's Ed Ebel. Congratulations, Tom, Pete. Awesome. I'm a member of the organization known as Operation Canine Beethoven. Generally, what I do on my end is I help them review a lot of the documentation and stuff from our veterans when they apply for a potential of getting a service dog. This organization retrieves animals from shelters and rescues and stuff like that and have them evaluated, and when they determine a dog is acceptable for training to be a potential service dog, they will send him to a trainer, make that evaluation, and then second to that is then try to find a veteran to match with it. Okay? As we can just imagine, it's probably easier to find the dogs than it is to find a veteran that is will admit that they would get help from a dog. So it's quite a challenge. So generally what we like to do from you guys is, if you're aware of any kind of veterans that might benefit from having a service dog, please have them contact our organization. This is the founder, R.P. Cortez. He's the president and founder, and he's going to tell you a little more about the 3 different levels of dogs that they take care of.
We're not breed specific. We just take them out of shelters, rescues, and we train them and we pair them with the veteran also. And we also have a therapy dog team. We go to special needs schools, we go to hospitals, we go to VA homes. With Mayor White a couple times at a mass at the VA home. So that's really what we do. So.
Did we use up our 3 minutes?
well, you're not on the clock, but can you introduce us to our canine friends here?
This is Beethoven. He's the founder and why we're doing everything. He is a service dog and a therapy dog. He started out as a therapy dog, and now he's a service dog. And that's Maddie, and with Don. And this is Chase with Barbara. And then Luna with Louise and Jerry. So that's it. And he speaks only German.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Could
you
if
for coming in
if
and
you
telling
would-
us what you do. Yeah, we have, we have some pamphlets. Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity for us to explain what we're all about, okay?
Sir, if you know if you can tell me, because some people don't know, if you know the difference between an emotional support animal and a service animal?
There's a hell of a difference, really.
Barbara would be, she's
Go ahead,
one
yeah.
of our trainers.
So a service dog has to provide a task for the person. It could be medical alert, something like diabetes, seeing eye dog. Emotional support dog is mostly for somebody at home. Emotional support dogs do not have the same right as a service dog. So they are different things. Our therapy dogs have an insurance policy. That way when we do go into the VA hospitals, nursing homes, the schools. We are protected in case something happens. The dog may scratch or, if they have a bad day, so we are covered. So, like I said, a service dog provides a task. It has to be a task trained. Like I said, high blood pressure, some people have POTS, with the veterans.
Crowd control.
Crowd control. Somebody with anxiety, that's also like a PTSD dog. That crowd control, they kind of create a barrier. So, if somebody gets nervous, they kind of create that barrier for that veteran or that person that has that. That way, they don't like two people too close to them.
And to answer that question, service dogs, they're working when they're a service dog. When they have the best out of service dog, they're working. So the owner of the service dog would ask that you don't approach the dog unless you request whether you can or not.
Yes.
Okay, that dog is there for protection most of the time. With the other type of animals, they're there for emotional support. They want to get fluffed up. They love to love it. So when we go in the veterans home, for example, that's what they're there for. They're there to bring joy and happiness to all these vets that could really use it.
So I'm just saying, Beethoven knows when we go into the VA hospital, RP does tell him, go say hi, so they have a command. Also, Chase is a dual service and therapy dog, so he also gives permission, I give him permission to go say hi. If he is working, then he's not allowed to go say hi to anybody.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the
No
info.
problem. Thank you.
Thanks for your service, everyone.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a couple-minute break before we open the meeting to the public, in case anyone wants to take pictures outside.
Yeah. Hey, you want to take a picture with the dogs?
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order again and entertain a motion to open the meeting to the public.
Motion to open the meeting to the
Motion by
public.
Mr. Garrett, second by Ms. Mazer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Everyone says no objections. The meeting is now open to the public. Anyone wish to address the council, please come forward, state your name, address, and
John Manzo, 179 Market Street, Saddlebrook. I just want to say congratulations, Pete. I've known him forever, and we refer to him as Saddlebrook's Google. You got an answer, you want an answer, and you get it almost immediately, you know? And he's irreplaceable, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to the town when he retires, but congratulations, Pete.
Thank you.
next. Anybody else want to address the council? Thomas?
Good evening. Thomas Van Winkle, 128 Lincoln Avenue. I want to congratulate everybody who was recognized tonight. Pete Lodico, been here forever, as was said before, it seems like, but no, you really do an amazing job for the town. It's really not much, it's really hard to put into words like what you meant to Saddlebrook and everything you've contributed to our town. So hopefully we get hope you're here for many, many more years to come. And hopefully you don't retire anytime soon. But again, congratulations. Congratulations to Tommy Hayes on his recognition. I mean, I've been very fortunate to go to his drum circles over the years, his fundraisers. He really is a very sincere person, really is always looking out for the greater good of others. And also congratulations to everyone from Operation K9 Beethoven. I want to thank them for all they do, all their work as well. Okay. Let's start with the Mayor's Youth Group update. So looking back, since the last meeting, we participated in the Easter celebration. The kids helped out. We have with the photo area, the A garden, and also the library craft area that they had. So it was great collaboration, great partnership going on between a multitude of different organizations to make the Easter celebration the success that it was. I also want to acknowledge Tyler Posey and Rafael Gonzalez for all their help in capturing everything that they put their photos and videos as well. They really did an amazing job of that. Trying to think what else for the Mayor's Youth Group. Okay, looking ahead, the Mayor's Youth Group, we're inviting them to participate with the Green Team this Saturday. They're doing a workshop, which I'm sure our Green Team chair I'm assuming is going to come up and talk about. They're going to have a workshop about light pollution, and then we're going to have the Star Night this Saturday night. So we invited the youth group to attend that. Our Green Team Chair, Steve Mariconda, did attend the last Mayor's Youth Group meeting and spread the word about that. The Mayor's Youth Group is also going to collaborate with the Green Team to do the cleanup at Tricentennial Park. And they're also going to clean under the Route 80 underpass on Saddle River Road. So they will be doing that Saturday, April 25th at 11. We're also going to have our regularly scheduled Mayor's Youth Group meeting here in the council chambers on May 16th, which is the third Saturday in May at 10:30 here. And we're also planning on possibly participating in the Memorial Day Parade on May the 24th. So there's a lot happening with the Mayor's Youth Group. We have such a great group of kids, really care about serving others and giving back to our community and community service. That being said, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You could come up and, do you want to do it? Yeah, you know what? You can talk a little bit about it, and Sarah's got an actual presentation on it.
Steve Mariconda, 24 Harrison Avenue, chair of the Saddlebrook Green Team. As Tom mentioned, we have the Green Team. We have some events coming up. I have some flyers over there this Saturday. Because this week is Light Pollution Awareness Week, our International Dark Sky Week. So we're just spreading some awareness about that. On Saturday, I'm doing a presentation at the library at 3 p.m. Free Grumpy's Pizza if you want to come. I'll be talking about light pollution, and then at 8 p.m. we're gonna have an astronomy star party. What's too loud? Yeah. Yeah, this thing is, yeah. And then at 8 p.m., we're gonna have a star party. We're gonna have some telescopes and stuff. That'll be at Smith School. So feel free to come to that. We have flyers over there by the meeting agendas. And then the following Saturday, the 25th, we're gonna team up with the Mayor's Youth Group and do a cleanup for celebrating Earth Day. So we're gonna start at Tricentennial Park, which is, at the corner of Saddle River Road and Platte Avenue, and then we're gonna go across. This thing is crazy. Towards this? Other way. Better? That is better. All right, awesome. Thanks, guys. So then, yeah, Saturday the 25th, we're gonna do a cleanup since it's Tricentennial Park, and then across Platte Ave under the highway. There's some stuff there. And don't worry, we're bringing waivers. It's gonna be great. All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks. We have another mic, that one doesn't help. Keeps doing it.
Jerry Taylor, 318 Shepherd's Avenue, Township Council candidate. I have a couple of questions. With a previous ordinance, the one with the temporary signs, 1794-25, where it states in there, no bigger than 9 square feet as far as the sign goes. And then you're saying about a $500 fine, yada, yada. But right now, on the corner across from Kugler's Funeral, we have sign that's definitely a lot bigger than 9 square feet. And with that being said, what happens to all the congratulations to the students and happy birthday signs that get put up on the lawns? And what about the stork sign? That's more than 9 square feet. So why did we change this sign all of a sudden? Why, if somebody could answer that, why we have 9 square feet versus previously?
We'll give you your 3 minutes, and if someone wants to respond, it's not fair to you that we take up your time, so.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. And secondly, hopefully that'll be answered. Secondly, with the Old Town Hall, is that a done deal as far as somebody bought that property and all?
Yes, if you went past it, it's being torn down as we speak.
Well, I haven't been down that way. I don't go down that way. It's too much traffic. And is it public knowledge how much we paid? We got paid for that?
Yes,
And can we say it?
1.6 million.
That's all?
No, that's not, 1.6 million plus you have to build
Right, there's additional conditions.
40 indoor parking spaces indefinite, and they have to maintain the structure. So they're building a 40 underground indoor parking space, which has an estimated value, according to our engineer, between 1 million and 1.2 million dollars. So that's added value to that. They're also going to keep as open space the triangle part of the property, maintain it, landscape it, and put a town sign up at that
The
location.
electric sign's still gonna be there?
A digital sign.
Yeah.
And they also agreed, and they already did it, they relocated the monument and redid the area where the police monument is now located. So there was significantly other benefits, and the anticipated rateable for the property, based upon today, we all know taxes go up every year, but based upon today's number, is slightly over $320,000 a year.
Now, what about as far as the traffic? Right now, you can't get over the hill going to the light now, and then you're gonna add on more units. Plus, what about the police department? Where are they gonna park?
Don't take this wrong, but there was a detailed presentation made before the planning board, I guess maybe 2 months ago, where all that testimony was provided. Traffic studies, where the police were going to park,
Okay.
all of that. I mean, to the council president's point, I don't think it's right to take up all this time going
Okay.
through planning board
all right.
recommendation.
Well, I definitely would love an answer on the temporary signs.
Thank you,
Because
Jim.
we're in a political season right now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. John, just, I know we've got some more comments, maybe some more comments. But could you talk about the sign ordinance and its temporary nature, the size? It wouldn't affect any of those temporary, congratulations, Nicole, for graduation.
First of all, this ordinance, as you indicated, it's for temporary signs, it's not for permanent signs. Permanent signs are still governed by the ordinance that's in existence. I don't know what requirements are, the zoning is presently, but if those signs that you're referring to are up and they're permanent, they must be permitted, otherwise the zoning officer would violation. As to the temporary signs, what we did is we did a study of surrounding communities to see what they typically allow in terms of the size of temporary signs. Some were less than 9 square feet, very few, if any, were more, because on commercial properties, they don't look bad. But on residential properties, many communities, as to why they reduced the size to 9 feet, felt they were unsightly and took away from the aesthetics of their neighborhood. So 9 square feet is pretty large. I mean, I can't speak to Saddlebrook, but I know in the community where I live and the communities that surround it where I drive through, 9 square feet would cover graduation signs, would cover birthday signs, would cover political signs. So 9 square feet, I mean, it's not, there's no signage to it. Could it have been 6 square feet? Yes. Could it have been 12 square feet? Yes. But they felt 9 square feet was the appropriate size to restrict it to.
Okay. And just to put in perspective, I can't see from here, but I would think that the TV monitors that you're looking at are probably about that, maybe a little less. So we're talking about on private property, on your, on someone's lawn. That's a pretty damn big sign to have on a lawn. Chief?
Good evening. Robert Kugler, resident of Saddlebrook. I just want to publicly acknowledge and thank the mayor and council, the police department, especially Mayor Bob White and all the council members that were on the council since the inception of the police memorial. This year will mark 26 years that we have publicly had a ceremony. Yes, in 2020 and 21, because of COVID, it was very limited, but for 26 years, we met at that monument. It was dedicated in 2001. But this year is going to be very special, and I come here to basically publicly thank the mayor and council for your support, Police Chief John Zotolo, members of the Monument Committee, because it's a very meaningful ceremony. And I'm sure all of you know it, but maybe the public starts to know it right now, that that monument has now been relocated to the front of the police department. It looks beautiful. Not only is the monument there and where it rightfully should be, but obviously the police department wasn't there in 2001. But it stands there today in front of the police department. And the grounds are very beautiful. They just laid pavers. And every year on May 15th, we have a ceremony. And it's going to be a very meaningful ceremony like they all were. But being in front of the police department, I just wanted to say that, and I've been involved being down there many times since it's been relocated, and it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful monument. It's a beautiful testament to the men and women who serve the police department. I'm very honored that I was a member of the police department for many years, and very honored to attend that ceremony for this inception for 26 years now. So publicly, I thank you for your support. I thank Mayor White for arranging for the not only the relocation, but the pavers and making it beautiful. I look forward to this year's ceremony and many ceremonies to come. So thank you very much.
Chief, can you just remind everyone, Chief? Just remind everyone the date and the time.
I'm sorry, I don't hear well, and there's a big echo in here, but reminds me of my father, right? But it's May 15th. Usually it's May 15th every year. It'll be 12 o'clock noon on May 15th. I think the mayor was going to announce it at the end, so sorry but it was his fault he asked.
Mea culpa.
Thank you, Chief.
Good evening. Omar Rodriguez, Saddlebrook, Council President. If I can just be allowed one extra minute, I just want to thank Pete Lodico for the great job. Over 50 years, when I just came over 3 decades ago, one of the first ones I met, Pete, very helpful. I spoke to the mayor briefly not long ago, and I'm just here to officially tell him directly as a candidate for mayor that I would like to debate him at least 5 times, 5 different topics that he can choose from. We could do it right here, just one-on-one, cameraman, P. Lodico, checking the time, 1 hour, you can choose the topics. One of the topics that I can propose, but you can come up with yours once a month, it could be low-income housing, development, and overdevelopment. What is the vision that we have for the town? What's going on? Another topic can be the taxes and water rates. What is the portion that commercial and industrial properties gotta pay, and what is the portion for residential? On the same topic, we can touch about the reevaluation. The reevaluation by the state law is every 10 years. A company came right here and sold the idea that with a reassessment every 2 years, our taxes are gonna kept low. Is it working? That's something that we can talk, debate it. Because at the end of the day, after 12 years as mayor, you might get reelected and you can pick up some of my ideas. And if I get elected as mayor, I might pick up some of your ideas. And the beneficiary will be the residents of Saddlebrook. It will be a better Saddlebrook. Another topic could be the road program, shared service. Why the road program? When I was a sitting councilman, I wrote an ordinance that any utility company that break any road, they will have to repave it, the entire street from corner to corner. But I can see that it's not being enforced. Sharing services. Why not to get together with other towns? 1, 2, 3, 4 towns, buy salt by the bulk. We can actually make contracts with the garbage. We can get contracts with recycling to lower the cost. Then, based on that, development, overdevelopment, low-income housing, like on Rosso Lane, 60 homes that are low-income housing, why don't we discuss about safety in the future? Why don't we discuss about sewer pipes, pump station, infrastructure, schools impact, if any, emergency services. Another topic can be too many, but I know I'm going to be running out of time, and this is the problem with the 4 minutes. That's what I hope that we can go into a debate on the forum. But just real quick on the topic that Mr. Attorney just discussed it, they just sold it for $1.6 million, 60 units. We were here, we were told
Mr. Rodriguez, your
no
time.
discussion.
Mr. Rodriguez, your time.
10 seconds.
Your time is up.
10 seconds.
I'll give you 10 seconds.
Next town over, a block from Saddlebrook, they sell 1 acre, 58 units for $5.5 million. I believe that when we sold it for 1.6, we should have kept 100 by 100 for the police parking space and sell it to a proper price and then build our own parking space. Thank you very much for your time, but hopefully, Mayor, I hope to hear from you. You can call Bob Kugler. We'll set up the day and the time. We're on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tommy Hayes, 227 Flora Lane, Saddlebrook. I just wanted to say one other thing since people are announcing events that are coming up. As you all know, America will be celebrating 250 years this year. So I don't know how many years we've been doing it, Mayor, but as long as I know you've been doing fireworks, my Drums from Heaven team has been entertaining everybody in the park before the fireworks. So we are planning on being there July 3rd. If people are coming and coming to sit and watch the fireworks, come a little early and see what we do. It's a good feeling to beat the drums and dance a little bit and loosen up and forget about your troubles. So July 3rd, when you're coming out for the fireworks, come a little early. The fireworks are over the lake to the left of the parking lot. That's where we do our thing. So you're all invited, Saddlebrook. Come and see what it's all about. Thank you.
Thanks, Tommy.
Sylvia Zottarelli, 236 Lanza Ave. I want to start off, Mr. Hayes, I don't know you, but congratulations. Pete, I do know you, very well deserved, congratulations. I'd like clarification on the sign issue, because my daughter gets every year across the lawn a happy birthday. Is that not going to be allowed anymore? If anybody has a baby, are they not going to be allowed to put the stork signs up? Is each letter going to be considered a sign? And are the consequences going to be the same for all of the signs that are in locations that they shouldn't be? Like there's two right now. There's one on Saddle River Road and Mayhill. It's for a detail company. Have no idea who it is. Nobody notices those. There's one over by Franklin School. But it's a happy birthday sign is an issue.
The happy birthday signs are not going to be a problem.
They're not going to be included?
They're not going to be a problem. In regard to the other signs, the signs that are kind of put next to the sidewalk, those are not supposed to be permitted, and we'll make sure, or I will make sure, that our property maintenance official on his rounds takes care of that. That those are kind of, it's one of my pet peeves, is that people just put up these little signs saying, car wash here or detailing, that they're not supposed to be there, that those are not permitted. So I will get the property maintenance officer on that. So I appreciate the information. Anyone else wish to address the council? Seeing no one, I will entertain a motion to close the meeting to the public.
Motion to close the meeting to the public.
Mr. Garrick, second by Ms. Sanchez. All in favor? Aye. Any objections? Seeing none, unanimous.
Council President, there were a couple of misstatements that were made, if I may be allowed to provide the correct information.
Sure, we'll do that now.
First, with respect to comments regarding public service when they do work on our roads, it's the same ordinance that every town in New Jersey has. You can't compel, if public service makes a 4x4 hole in the road, legally you cannot require them to pave the whole street curb to curb. They have to do a certain percentage of the road. Based upon the percentage of their road work, they either have to do half the road or they have to do curb to curb. In many communities, they switch and trade. When the town has its own road program, they may say to public service, we'd rather you do this street, and then they do the whole road curb to curb, and then they do a half a road on the other street. But in any event, that's controlled by ordinance. Any ordinance that a town has, as what was stated here, that if they did any work, you could make them pave curb to curb. I could assure you, public service would never, in a million years, agree to that. It would be illegal to try to make them do that. They would challenge it in court. You'd spend more money fighting it than it would cost to pave the road, and you would be unsuccessful. As to the reevaluation that he talked about, it's not every 10 years. I sat on the Bergen County Tax Board, so I'm very familiar with the tax laws. When the ratio of a town, you're supposed to be assessed at 100% of value. Because the sales, property values go up, they go down. We're in a real estate boom right now for residential properties. So when the value, if you're assessed at less than 15% of the true value, eventually you will be ordered by the county tax board to do a reevaluation. Sometimes they last 10 years, sometimes they only last 5 years. It depends upon the fluctuation of the market. The benefit of doing the annual assessment is that if you have properties, and it was typically intended to impact the commercial properties, that if they were assessed 10 years ago, and let's say just for example, they were assessed at $1 million and today they're worth $4 million. If you didn't have the annual assessment, you had to wait for a townwide reevaluation until they were assessed at their true value. So essentially, residential property owners were bearing more of the tax burden. The annual evaluation was never intended, nor is it capable of reducing property taxes. Its focus is to make sure every property owner is assessed at 100% of their value to the extent that they can, and also to reduce the number of tax appeals, which of course has a negative impact on the town in terms of defending them and in terms of having to fund them in case they lose the case. And I think there was, and as to the sale of the municipal property, that was advertised. I know some of you have been at these meetings have probably heard this, but that was publicly advertised on 2 occasions. Real estate agents were notified that that property was for sale. Nobody was willing to purchase and develop that property for anything less than over 120 units, which was unacceptable to the community. Yes, they would have received a lot more money if they allowed 120 units, but they refused to do so. So what was negotiated basically was a developer who came forward, agreed to all the requirements that you may have heard me mention before, including others. You know, there were a great deal of restrictions on the development of that site. No entrances off of Harrison, all indoor parking, so nobody had to see vehicles. And it was negotiated openly and fairly, and that was the highest and best price that could be obtained based upon the solicitation from other developers who were not interested other than overdeveloping the site. And one last thing, I'm sorry now that I'm thinking of what he said. In terms of the affordable housing, that was statewide. A plan was put in place. Had the individual been coming to the meetings, we had multiple presentations by the attorney who handled that. Every town is required to have a plan in place. They were required to have it in place. I believe it was March 15th, was that? By March 15th, every community in the state of New Jersey had to have an affordable housing in place. We met that deadline. It was a lot of work by this governing body to get the number reduced. It was a lot, the affordable housing called for a lot more units than was eventually agreed to. The plan was accepted by the courts, and this community has now received what is called immunity from a builder's lawsuit, where a builder could have came in without this plan in place and forced an overdevelopment of a site. I think I covered everything.
And we just saw in the paper the other day that Westwood is getting hit with the builder's remedy suit of 300 units on a site that definitely cannot handle 300 units because they didn't have their plan in place.
Through the chair, I apologize to interject. I think one important point is to add on just one last piece is as it relates to the sale of the old town hall is that there is also zero tax abatement, no pilots, no breaks, no nothing as it comes to taxes. They pay 100% of their assessed value. There's no deal in regards to the taxes of that property.
We actually, you know, people, when the Ed's property was sold, it looks nice. I mean, everyone said, wow, that looks really nice. So we did reach out to that developer who developed over there and said, hey, you want to take a look at across the street? I personally was hoping that they could build almost like a mirror image of that. I thought it would look good for the town, but there was no interest. We had another developer come in, like you said, with 120 or 140 units. Another developer gave a whole presentation, but was not as good as the one that we ultimately decided upon. So that's it. In terms of, let's see, council comments? Well, we'll start with the mayor.
Thank you. I have a proclamation about Autism Awareness Month. I just want to, before if I forget, I just want to address Sylvia. I saw those today, and I did call the police department. I called the chief. But, you know, you bring up a good point. I mean, any of these ordinances are only as good as if they're enforced. So the police department, the building department, they have to enforce them. So with that being said, I have a proclamation in recognition of Autism Awareness Month. Whereas globally, since 2008, Autism Awareness Day is April the 2nd and is observed throughout the month. The day often features educational events for healthcare workers, teachers, parents, and children with autism. Autism is a neurological disorder that interferes with the normal function of the human brain and can affect anyone, regardless of ethnicity, gender, or socioeconomic background. Symptoms and characteristics of autism may present themselves in a variety of combinations and can result in a significant lifelong impairment of an individual's ability to learn, develop healthy interactive behaviors, and understand verbal and nonverbal communication. A variety of public and private organizations and agencies strive to provide quality care, support, and service to children and adults with autism to help enable them to live as independently as possible and reach their full potential. So now therefore, on this, the 16th day of April, 2026, I, Mayor Robert D. White, do hereby proclaim April Autism Awareness Month, and I urge all residents to become educated and informed about programs, services, and opportunities to help support individuals with autism. My comments, I'm going to start with the budget. I'm just going to ask our BA, Jimmy Holmesy, to talk a little bit and give us a little update on where we're at with the budget.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. The budget is set to be presented and not considered, but presented and discussed by the council at the next workshop meeting in May. I think that's the 7th. And we're doing some final touches to it with the CFO and auditor, so that'll be forthcoming.
Thank you. Capital improvements, we got a lot going on. The tree streets, the water was done, it was tied into Wilson. The 4 streets, Maple, Spruce, Larch, and Pine, were all tied into Wilson, which helps with water quality. Now they're going to be paving those 4 streets, and they're starting now on Pine with the concrete work. Also, 3rd Street was paved last week. Mayhill Street Park, the tennis and pickleball courts are going to be lined, I believe, next week. We've already got some people calling, wanting to, with the nicer weather, they want to use the courts. So that should be done next week. Kern Street Park is just about complete. It's just the ground surface needs to be finished. And I think they're going to be doing sidewalks over there. Bob, correct me if I'm wrong. And also the splash pad, they're starting to demolition the house, but at this point they're doing asbestos removal, and they're getting prepared to demo it. Ordinances, we have a second reading for on water meters, the large industrial type water meters, the 2.5 to 3-inch meters. We're raising the price on that because they've gone up tremendously, and just to catch up with, we don't really put too many of them in, but when we do, we want to make sure that we get we're not losing money on the deal. Past events, I want to congratulate the winners, recreation teams. We had the 5th and 7th grade boys basketball champions that came in. I got it down somewhere. Now, I can't find it. But anyway, they came in. Also, the cheerleaders came in, the minis. They won the nationals and the global event that they attended. They had an undefeated season. Also, the wrestling, we did that on a separate date. All the wrestlers that made the state tournament were also, there was a pizza party, and they were also given proclamations as well. The spring Easter celebration was April the 4th. I want to thank everybody that participated. It went very well. The library was involved, the women's club, the mayor's youth group. I thank all of them for helping out. Our projects and activities coordinators, Shannon Nakamundo and Christine Generario. The Little League Parade and opening day was Saturday, April 11th, this past Saturday. It went very well. I thank the fire department for participating, the police department, DPW, all helping out there, keeping us safe. Today, the seniors center, they had the senior prom. It's the 2nd year they did it. It went very well. Great job. I stopped by there. Seniors had a good time with that. I want to thank 2 sponsors, Ferraro Spine and Rehabilitation and Mazer Plumbing. Jason Mazer donated to that. Some upcoming events. Softball opening day is this Saturday, April the 18th at Veterans Field. It goes all day from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also, as Steve Mariconda said, we have the light pollution seminar at the library, 3 to 4:30. And later on that night, the astronomy night star party, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Smith Field. I want to thank Tony Violetti and the Board of Education for allowing us to use the field. Mayor's Youth Group, we have the cleanup. This was mentioned at Tricentennial Park on Saturday, April 25th, 11 a.m. Tricentennial Park, tree planting, the compliments of Columbia Bank. They're going to plant a tree there on April 27th at 10 a.m. Last year, they planted a tree over by Kern Street Park. May the 15th is our police memorial, as the chief mentioned, at Saddlebrook Police Headquarters, 12 noon. And afterwards, we're going to meet at the VFW for a lunch across the street. Thank you, Chief, for the compliment. It really did come out very nice. It always belonged there, so, and it looks better there too because it's closer to the building. It doesn't look so where it was too close to me. It was too close to the street where it was. Some other things, the summer rec camp. It's going to go this year for a month, June 29th to July 31st. So if you want more information about that, you can call the rec department or go to the rec Facebook page. Leicester Avenue, I just want to mention that we're considering doing resident parking only. We've had residents there complaining about the parking, and Scheffler Foods, some of their employees parking on the street. And so we're considering that, but tomorrow we're going to be sending out surveys. It's a short street, but we just want to make sure that the residents there know what they're getting into with the resident parking and the stickers. And it's easy for us to do, but then there's issues there because issues in the sense of that. What do you do with somebody that has a visitor? You got to provide some kind of placard for that visitor, an overnight visitor that parks. If you change cars and you don't get the sticker, and they're going to have the responsibility. They're going to have to come to police headquarters and pick up the sticker. So there's a little bit involved in it. I think it could work, but I just want them to be aware and want them as the whole block to want to do this. There's a couple of people that are really pushing it, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. Also, the Walmart, the Saddlebrook Mall, the police department's been, we have Lieutenant Buchek here tonight, but they've been monitoring that. They've met with the management company, they've met with Walmart, so they're trying to stay on top of that. And also the building department with the dumpsters, they're not enclosed, and they've been trying to keep them on their toes with that. And as I said, you know what, it's only as good if the police and the enforcement has to be there. Whether it's the building department, if you're not enforcing it and not looking at it, they're going to take advantage. That's just human nature. So we have to stay on top of that. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. It's May the 10th, Sunday. So thank you.
Thank you, Council President. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Pete. I heard another hat was added to your list of names there, Google.
Yes, sure.
Historian, Paco, let's see, Board of Ed, right, Mayor.
Yeah.
It counts, I could go on and on and on. But the one I cherish the most is friend. And I thank you because you're a great friend, mentor, and you make our life so much easier. I thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure. And also to Ms. Tom Hayes and his family. Thank you, Tom, for your love and dedication to our township. You certainly have walked the walk, that's for sure. And as far as the mayor handled, mentioned everything that's going on, but we do have a townwide garage sale, May 15th, 16th, and 17th. going on. So if anyone would like to register, and it always helps with advertising, go to our website and get your stuff together. Okay, that's it for me right now.
Thank you, Ms. Mason. Mr. Garrick.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to the honorees, Tommy Purple Hayes, Pete Ladico, Operation K9 Beethoven. Tommy always does a great job raising money for so many organizations, so many individuals. Pete, obviously, it's no secret everything that you've brought to the township for decades. and I consider you a very close friend. So the honorees, congratulations. I also want to recognize the mayor, Jimmy Homsey, and all the department heads. I know they're working very hard on the budget. I met with Jimmy this past week. I know he's crunching numbers every day to try to get that number down as far as he can get it. So I appreciate that, Jimmy. Thank you. And finally, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett. Ms. Sanchez?
So I would like to congratulate all the honorees as well. Pete, obviously, thank you for all your dedication and service to the town. Tom Hayes, what you have done is commendable, and you have definitely made a difference in so many lives, and it does take a special person to do what you do, so thank you. K9 Beethoven, I think that's a really nice service to offer the veterans, so I will definitely be spreading the word on that because I think that's great. As Steve and the mayor mentioned, the light pollution presentation at the library at 3 p.m. and the Star Party at 8 p.m. at Smith on April 18th. They should be great events, so if you can join us, please do. And with that being said, I do have a proclamation that I'm going to read from the mayor in recognition of Light Pollution Awareness Week. Whereas 8% of the world's population, including New Jersey residents, live under light pollution, hindering the experience of natural darkness, which is vital for ecological and health benefits. This emphasizes the urgent need for heightened awareness and action. And whereas light pollution in New Jersey, including Bergen County, poses economic and environmental challenges, wasting approximately $3 billion yearly. And whereas studies further demonstrate a 17% increase in light pollution in urban areas in New Jersey over the past decade, exerting adverse effects on wildlife, disrupting ecosystems, and contributing to health issues among the population. And whereas the Township of Saddlebrook acknowledges April 13th through April 20th as Light Pollution Awareness Week, aiming to raise awareness about light pollution and promote responsible outdoor lighting practices. Now, therefore, on this 16th day of April 2026, Robert White, Mayor of the Township of Saddlebrook, in recognition of Light Pollution Awareness Week, encourage all Saddlebrook residents to adopt practices that contribute to the preservation of our natural night sky, fostering a healthier environment for the well-being of both humans and wildlife.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchez. Yes, something else? Sure.
I'm sorry, one more thing. A very happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there.
Before I forget, Happy Mother's Day, so I'll definitely forget. The recipients of the presentations tonight, Tommy I've known for a long time. He's a neighbor. He lives around the block from me. Does an awesome job with the Drums from Heaven and with the Challenger League for years. So God bless him for all he's done. What else do we have? Ed Ebel with the K9. Ed's another guy who seems to be relentless. He's just got an engine that never stops. He just keeps doing it, and it's great. Whatever we can do, obviously, to help our veterans, there should be very high on our on our list of people that we need to acknowledge and we need to assist. Who else? There was somebody else that got a presentation tonight. Who was it? Oh wait, Pete. I got to tell you. I've been on the council, it's going on 18 years. And before that, I was just a pain in the butt that came to the meeting and got yelled at and yelled at people. Pete is somebody that you can call pretty much anytime. I've called him on Saturdays, Sundays, he doesn't care. And regardless of what party you're in, whether you're Republican or Democrat, Independent, didn't matter. Pete treated you with respect. He answered your questions. If you needed something, he got it for you. So he doesn't play party politics at all, and that's one of the reasons I love this guy. So thanks for everything that you do. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Certainly.
Just want to make a quick comment, as Andrew has mentioned. Sometimes it's very difficult. You sit here, new council comes on, new mayor comes on. I was in both positions. And you have to build up trust with the clerk, different people that you're working with. Sometimes it forms into a very special friendship. Sometimes you wonder how you even got involved with an Andrew Simaluka, but it seems to work out when he calls. But the main thing is we all work together. And that goes, I've always been in awe, going back to my school board days with PTAs, the volunteers we have in this town. Our volunteers, second to none, from emergency services, coaches, they keep programs going, civic organizations. We now have the Green Team that we started. So again, my thanks to all of you for helping out in Saddlebrook. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, we got a letter from Mr. Ibrahim about the railroads, and we're going to talk about that, just so you know that we didn't just not think about what you wrote. To Mr. Ibrahim, who is concerned about the noise, horn honking, the noise from the transfer of the freight trains going back and forth. I intend to bring that up at our next work session. He mentioned something about a quiet zone. I had no idea. It's some kind of, it's something that we might be able to get some kind of dispensation from the feds because they control the railroads. So it's been very difficult. As everyone knows, the town gets cut off when the freight trains come through. And we've tried for years to do it, and we've contacted them to do it in hours, which doesn't really have major effects. We don't like them doing it at 7 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Those are horrible times during rush hour, and that's happened. I believe it's been a little better. We've been able to do that. Just getting them to fix the railroad tracks on Midland Avenue took years, really, for them to look at it and acknowledge that there was a problem there, but they finally did it. So they move. People say local government moves slow. Well, if we move slow, we're like Usain Bolt compared to the federal government. So, Mr. Ibrahim, we didn't forget about you. We will be talking about your issue at our next meeting. I'm going to defer a couple of things to I'm going to ask some questions, actually, to our professionals. Mr. Scapizzi, on one of your points that you made was about the rolling reassessments, okay? I did say your name right.
I think you said Scavizzi.
What?
Scatino.
I probably got I probably got Holly Scapizzi asking me for money the other day. Scatino, I apologize, Mrs. Scatino. Have you seen a decrease since we've been doing the rolling assessments? One of the reasons that we do it is to not eliminate, but reduce the amount of tax appeals. Have you seen the number of tax appeals decrease since we've enacted the rolling reassessment?
I can't speak specifically to this community because we have a separate tax attorney. But I know in other communities that I am involved with the tax appeals, the towns that have the annual assessments, they do get less appeals. But even more importantly than that, most courts move very slowly, but the tax court moves exceptionally slowly. So what happens is if a property owner, typically a large commercial property owner, by the time their case is heard, it could be up to 5 years that they're looking for a reduction for. And when 5 years accumulate, if they're successful, some towns get hit with having to refund over $2 or $3 million. And it causes a significant strain on the municipality. So the annual assessment, not that it eliminates that from happening, but it greatly reduces the likelihood of a town having to pay a multi-million-dollar refund to a commercial property owner.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm going to direct my next query to our engineer, Mr. Klein. First of all, condolences on the passing of your dad. I know that that's a horrible thing to go through. Can you give us an idea about the timeline and the progress of both the street pavings and our numerous recreational projects, and give us kind of a timeline of when it's going to start, when it's going to end, things like that, to the best of your, to the best that you can do it.
Sure. First off, thank you all for the tribute to my father to start off. He was, his life was something to celebrate. He was 96 and mostly healthy. But thank you for the tribute to start off. As far as the projects, I'll start off with the playground at Kern Place. The playground itself is built. The surfacing has been poured. Contractor just has to do some sidewalk, redo the sidewalk, reinstall the benches that were there, a couple of miscellaneous things, and then that'll be done. Speaking with him today, he thought it would be ready for use by the end of next week. Mayhill, the tennis courts and pickleball courts, contractor is out there doing the color coding. Again, if all goes well, weather cooperates, they'll be able to finish in time for use by the end of next week as well. The spray park, as the mayor mentioned, the demo of the house has begun with asbestos abatement inside. Soon enough, you will see it, the outside of it also removed, and then they'll begin with the work of installing the spray park. All of the equipment is in the town's possession. I am hoping things go well enough that it'll open early summer. I'm really hoping for Memorial Day. We'll see how it goes. 3rd Street has been paved. The tree streets are currently, the contractor's currently out there doing a lot of concrete curb replacement. Also, ADA compliance on the crosswalks along Shepis in preparation for PSE&G to pave the roads sometime next month. As far as PSE&G is concerned, it's looking like they're going to probably be paving roads most of the month of May. We're going to get a schedule. We've ironed out the roads that they're going to do, and we're trying to set up a pre-construction meeting with them next week and get a schedule from them, what's going to be paid when and when they're going to start. They're also going to be shortly starting what appears to be the last gas main replacement project. At that point, most or all of the town will have had its gas main replaced, something that probably wouldn't have been done if they had to pave every street curb to curb. Instead, they would have gone to other towns and done gas main replacements. Instead, they were able to do it here, and that's a good thing, having new and modernized gas mains throughout town. That last project, we have a pre-construction meeting for that scheduled next week as well, and we'll get a schedule. Fifth Street Park will be under construction probably sometime this summer. What do we have? Floral Lane is another road that will be under construction fairly soon. We'll have to work out, schedule with the school and all, so that we don't interfere with them. And I think that's basically it.
And again, PSA&G is picking up the paving for the tree streets?
Yes.
Okay. God bless you. Okay. I'd like to congratulate now Captain Joseph Camilleri, a veteran, just recently promoted to captain, and Lieutenant Anthony DeVanzo. recently promoted. You know you're old when kids that were, your kid went to midget peewee football with are now captains and lieutenants in the police department. So, man, I've aged. Lastly, Tommy Hayes mentioned about volunteerism, and I got to tell you, volunteerism is very important. I look out and I look around and I just see a sea of volunteers. I mean, I'm just looking out there. Jerry Taylor out there, he was on the Board of Ed for 12 years. Thankless job. Sylvia's been president of the Board of Ed, currently on the Board of Ed for a long time, 12 years. Chief Wenzel, chief of the fire department. John LaGuardia, coach. Tommy Van Winkle with the mayor's youth group, Steve Mariconda with the green team, Sarah with the ambulance corps. Who else am I got? Lieutenant and sergeant? Oh, I was wrong. I gave them promotions ahead of time. I got Buchak. Are you a captain now? He's not even a captain. Okay, so it's lieutenant. It's Lieutenant Camilleri and Sergeant DeVanzo. I'm sorry. Let's just say I'm ahead of my time because in a couple of years, that's the way it's going to be. But did I miss anybody? I mean, everyone here has volunteered. It's a great feeling to get it, to do it. And we couldn't survive. This town luckily has a great group of volunteers, and that's the way we get things done. So, and thanks to everybody out there, to all the volunteers. And we will go into ordinances. Sir, Mr. Clerk.
Sure. Ordinance 1802-26, final reading. An ordinance amending Chapter 203 entitled Water of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook regarding certain fees charged by the Township of Saddlebrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey.
A motion to give it a second reading.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Garrick.
Second.
Second, Ms. Sanchez. All in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance amending Chapter 203 entitled Water of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook regarding certain fees charged by the Township of Saddlebrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey.
Motion to open the meeting to the public on this ordinance. Ms. Mazur.
Second.
Second by Ms. Sanchez. All in favor?
Aye.
No objections. Meeting is now open to the public on this ordinance and this ordinance only. Seeing no takers, I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting to the public on this ordinance.
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Sanchez.
Second.
Second, Ms. Mazur. All in favor?
Aye.
Please read the resolution.
Be resolved by the Township Council, the Township of Saddlebrook, that the ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Chapter 203 entitled Water of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook regarding certain fees charged by the Township of Saddlebrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, is now passed on second and final reading, and that the Township Clerk be directed to advertise said ordinance or title thereof in the press, together with the notice of the date of passage of said ordinance according to law.
Okay, is there a motion to approve, or to adopt, I should say?
Motion to adopt.
Mr. Garrick, second by Ms. Sanchez. Roll call.
Councilman Garrick.
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazur.
Yes.
Council President Simulka.
Yes. Yes, we'll go into the consent agenda. I just wanted to make a correction to the minutes of February 19th. It indicates that I had said something about the average speed on Fifth Street when we did our speed study was 5 miles an hour under the posted speed limit. Is actually the average speed that they detected was 5 miles an hour over in the speed limit. And that's why I am in favor, and we are looking into getting a speed hump on Fifth Street at or near the park over there. And we're working with the engineer. And did we send out the survey over, Jim? Did we send out the surveys on the speed study?
No, that's.
Okay, so we're going to get out a survey to the residents in or around that area, the ones that will be affected by it, I believe from 46 to President, and then I think some of the it's because it's going to be near Capitol. We got a couple of houses on Capitol. We're going to be sending it out, seeing what they think about it. I think it's a good idea. I think the numbers bear it out. So with that correction, we'll make anyone have a motion to approve the, is anyone, let's see, not part of consent agenda is the March 5th special meeting. So other than the March 5th
And the
meeting.
payment of bills.
What's that?
And the payment of bills.
And payment of bills. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Garrick, second. All in favor? Well, you know what? Take a roll call. It's money. So,
Councilman Garrick,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazur, Council President Samuka.
yes.
We have the not part of the consent agenda, March 5th, 2026, special public meeting minutes.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion, Ms. Sanchez.
Second.
Second by Mr. Garrick. All in favor?
Do a roll call.
Aye. Any object? Oh, I'm sorry. Do a roll call. I apologize.
Councilman Garrick,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazur,
Abstain.
and Council President Samuka.
Yes.
We have the payment of bills.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Ms. Sanchez, second by Mr. Garrick. Roll call.
Councilman Garrick,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazur,
Abstain.
Accused.
Recuse.
Council President Samuka.
Yes. Okay, consent agenda is done. Any old business, new, or new business? I know we have separate, in the agenda, it says old business, new business, council comments. This town generally has, since I've been on here, kind of gloms them all together. So, Mayor, you have any other things that you wanted to get out that you didn't say before?
I just wanted to mention too, you mentioned the volunteers. Johnny LaGuardia is also on the planning board too, so. And the biggest volunteer we probably have out there is Thomas Van Winkle. All the events that he goes to, taking photos and everything, so we really appreciate it, Tom. Thank you so much for all the time you put in. I just want to mention just briefly about this whole the ordinance with the signs. You know what? The big signs become a problem because 4x4 is, 4x4, we thought about saying, well, maybe we'll allow the 4x4. But we thought about that. But the 4x8s are ridiculous, honestly. You know what? On homes, and people don't want it. And I'm telling you, it becomes a sign war. This candidate gets a sign, in a good location. Now, the opposite, the opposing candidate, he or she feels like they got to get a sign in that same location. And so now they're knocking on doors. And people, what I found is if you ask somebody, they feel pressured. They really do. So they might not want the sign, but they'll put it up. You know what I mean? Because you kind of put a little pressure on them. And it's not fair to them. Plus, when they're put up, a lot of times they're put in a location where they obstruct the resident's view or a neighbor's view from pulling out of the driveway or something because the sign's not in a good location, not in a good spot. Plus, those signs are very, very expensive. A 4x4 sign is about $200 a sign. You know what? The 4x8s are like double that. It just becomes, to me, it just becomes ridiculous. And look, I know I had to pay for somebody's sprinkler system because the guy that I had putting the signs up ended up going through somebody's sprinkler system with the stakes. So and he didn't know it because at the time it was around October. They already shut the water off for the sprinkler system, but in the spring when they put it on, it was a geyser. So I had to pay for it. And I remember he was hitting it, like, I got a rock there. And, went through it. It's just, I just think overall it's better. You know what? And a 3x3 sign is big enough. You know what? If you want to put your face on there, you want to put your name big, 3x3 is, It's a foot shorter than a 4x4 on each side. So I don't know. I think it's good enough. That's my feeling on it.
Anybody else with old or new business? Okay. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to open the meeting to the public on the agenda items, and agenda items only.
Motion.
Second.
By Ms. Mazur, second by Ms. Sanchez. All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing none, meeting is now open to the public on the agenda items. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion, seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting to the public for agenda items.
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Sanchez.
Second.
Second by Mr. Garrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Lastly, we are going to entertain a motion to go into closed session. Ms. Catino, can you just give us an idea about or either you or Mr. Holmesy, that we're going into closed session, that's for litigation, so can...
Litigation and personnel, hopefully it will be less than 20 minutes, at which time the meeting will reopen to the public. You'll be invited back in if you're still here, and further action may be taken.
So, motion to go into closed session?
Motion to go into closed session.
Sanchez, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nope, seeing none. Go into closed. We're back in session. Come on, hurry up. Get in here. Okay, as people come filtering in, we are back in session. Mr. Ladico, do you have anything for us to do here?
Resolution approving settlement agreement and release. Whereas the Township of Sanderbrook and Township of Sanderbrook Department of Public Works and John R. Bricado desire to file about July 28, 2025 in the Bergen County Superior Court. Whereas the plaintiff and township defendants have negotiated and reached a settlement in accord with the settlement agreement and release attached here too, and incorporated herein by reference. And whereas the township administrator and township attorney have reviewed the settlement agreement and release with regard to this matter and recommends the approval of same, and therefore be resolved by the mayor and council of the Township of Sanderbrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that the settlement agreement and release attached hereto and incorporated herein by reference with regard to the within release matter, reference matter being hereby approved, and be it further resolved that the township administrator being authorized and directed to execute the attached settlement agreement and release on behalf of the township defendants. Be it further resolved that the township clerk being he is hereby authorized and directed to forward a certified copy of this resolution and settlement agreement and release to the township's insurer. And be it further resolved that the township attorney being is hereby authorized and directed to forward a certified copy of this resolution and settlement to Debbie Kerwin, Esquire, the attorney representing John Brucato, upon its passage.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
Motion.
Ms. Sanchez makes
Second.
the motion, second by Mr. Garrick. Roll call.
Councilman Garrick,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer,
Yes.
Council President Samuka.
Yes, resolution passes.
Next is, next resolution, whereas Manuel Brenya, Matthew Esther, Gregory Jacob, and Michael Stankiewicz are employees of the Township of Sanderbrook, whereas the aforementioned employees through union representation, the Teamsters Local 560, each filed grievances and demanded arbitration through the New Jersey Public Employment Relations Commission, 2025-433, Stankiewicz, 2025-434, Esther, 2025-435, Jacob. 2025-436 Brandon. Alleging that the township violated the collective negotiations agreement between the township and the Teamsters Local, whereas the township Teamsters Local 560 and four aforementioned employees wish to amicably resolve the aforementioned grievances and resulting demands for arbitration, whereas the township's labor attorney has recommended that entering into the attached settlement agreement and lease is in the township's best interest, whereas the township does not admit any liability or wrongdoing whatsoever through and by the settlement agreement and lease, and has taken this action solely as a matter of business judgment and an act of recommendation of its legal counsel. Now therefore be resolved by the governing body of the Township of Sanderbrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that the township hereby approves the attached settlement agreement and lease between the township and Teamsters Local 560, settling all outstanding issues as more fully set forward in the attached agreement, and is further resolved by the governing body of the Township of Sanderbrook, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and hereby authorizes the mayor or his designee to execute the settlement agreements and release for the township personnel and or legal counsel to take any action as necessary to effectuate the terms of this resolution.
Okay, we'll entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Sanchez,
Second.
second by Ms. Mazer. Roll call.
Councilman Garrick,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer,
Yes.
Council President Samuka.
Yes. Okay, any final comments? I just, I forgot to mention Christine Wenzel, who's a longtime Board of Ed member and volunteers to live with Herman, which is, she should get paid, she should get paid for that. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Motion by Ms. Mazur, second by Ms. Sanchez, all in favor?
Aye.
Happy Mom's Day.